Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching us out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan for SYS-CON TV. We are here at 9th Cloud Expo. We're in Santa Clara, California, as is Bill Lowry, VP of Cloud for, well, how should we say this, Bill? I would normally say Terremark, but now I've got to say Terremark, a Verizon company, or what?
Yeah, very interesting. The acquisition was completed back in April, but the company has decided to keep the treatment Terremark, a Verizon company. They want to maintain Terremark as the brand for their enterprise IT services in the marketplace, but they want everybody to know that it's backed by Verizon, right? This enormously capable company full of amazing assets and capital and capabilities that really extend our ability to deliver solutions in a way we never could have done alone.
So it really is kind of the best of both worlds from a user, customer perspective.
Yeah, you can think of it that way. You know, a lot of customers ask us about what are the changes going on now that, we're being acquired. Well, one thing that won't change is carrier neutrality. We've always maintained in our data centers where we provide cloud that there will be carrier neutrality, so the customers have choice. You'll always have the right backbone or the right service for application acceleration or whatever you need. That's going to be maintained post-acquisition. So the things you kind of liked about a nimble, in-the-market sort of provider are still going to be around, even though we're part of a large vertically integrated telco.
And still this emphasis on I'm an enterprise, I got a few concerns, I really want somebody who can address that. I don't just want to stand in line with some massive organization. That's still the niche?
Yeah, absolutely. The core customer for Terremark for years has been enterprise IT organizations, and we've always wanted to be the solution that for an enterprise IT organization that wanted to move to the cloud. If they felt like the commodity cloud offerings in the marketplace didn't address their security concerns, didn't address their audit and compliance requirements, they needed a home in the cloud. And our heritage is providing IT services for enterprise IT organizations. Hence, the cloud product we built from the very beginning was focused on delivering value for the enterprise IT organization. That doesn't go away at all.
Now, I got to ask you a personal question, Bill. I've seen you speak, I've seen how people react, and I could imagine you signing up an unending string of customers personally. So here's the question. It's a serious one. How have you managed to propagate the sort of the Lowry magic down a chain to make sure, you would be able to sell cloud to anyone on this earth, but does that extend down the whole company?
Well, first off, thank you for the compliment. It's very nice of you to say. And to think that the messaging we create is powerful and that people find it engaging and that it really gives them a lot to think about, that's all we need to know. And if I can take that and distill it through our organization, that's a lot of what my job revolves around, is helping us sell more cloud. And the messaging like we're talking about that was delivered earlier today and getting that out into the field's hands and having them do something meaningful with it, that's powerful stuff. And that's a key focus for me for 2012.
Well, it seems to be working, so I don't know, does that mean go buy Verizon shares? I can't follow that side of it, but so let's think about this. There you are, you're in this incredible sweet spot as a company, as you say, undergirded now by a massive organization. You are clearly enthused by the cloud. It's almost a personal commitment. So you are the man to ask, what will 2012 be to do with, not just for Terremark, but for the whole industry? What's going on in 2012?
Yeah, I think there's going to be the adoption rate, the take rate in cloud has been good, but I think it's going to accelerate dramatically because we found the type of lead and the quality of qualification customer that we get right now is astonishingly higher than it's ever been before. People are moving real applications to our cloud, not just test and dev, not just a spare application used by a small department in a small way. People are literally looking at how do I move thousands, if not tens of thousands of VMs into an environment and get the CapEx reduction and get the utility and get the agility play that I need in order to make things work. To get that done, the security has to be there, the focus on being able to deliver valuable information about cloud utilization and statistics, and then finally being able to migrate workloads in and out in a secure fashion. A lot of what led to the CloudSwitch acquisition I talked about earlier.
Does Terremark have a government division, a federal division?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive part of our cloud offering. About 20% of our cloud revenues are federal, and we have built community clouds specific to the federal marketplace, so that if a federal workload needs to move into a provider's cloud instance, they can do it with the confidence that it can meet a FISMA audit, for example, on the civilian side, or a DICAP audit on the military side, and that the cloud was built from the very beginning knowing that those were the controls necessary to host federal workloads, and that it will be able to continue to maintain that ability of auditability for a long, long time.
Now, let's imagine that for some reason they don't know this and they haven't been there, and we want to send them to Terremark.com. Where should they go within that? I'm enthused. I like the sound of this. I want to get involved. Where would you advise them to go?
Yeah, you're going to see a few stories when you go to the website. One will be about our facilities, because it's a pretty broad platform and portfolio of facilities, fairly impressive. In fact, we just opened recently the NAP of Amsterdam, a relatively new facility for us, but less than a kilometer from AM6 and located on Schiphol Airport. So one of the more connected buildings we've got in the European theater. You're going to see us talk about some customers that we've signed up recently that we think have the type of service applicability that a lot of customers would find attractive and interesting. And then you're also going to hear about how we accelerate innovation, how we help customers not necessarily use a better cloud, but use the cloud better so that their applications are the focus, right? And their ability to innovate within their four walls becomes more evident by extending their IT's capabilities into our cloud platform.
What a great message. Very simple, very powerful. You want to use the cloud better? Take Bill's advice. Go to Terremark.com. Start there. We will, of course, continue to follow the story. Talk to you, I'm sure, in June of 2012 in New York City. Thank you, Bill, for joining us at Santa Clara, and thank you for watching this out there on the World Wide Web.